Good evening, you're watching Mission 2024. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. We're going to get you the latest that is coming in from the Rouse Avenue court. Will Arvind Kejriwal be remanded to ED custody? Getting you more. First up, the headlines. Arvind Kejriwal presented in PMLA court. ED seeks Delhi Chief Minister's custodial interrogation. Calls him the kingpin of Liquorgate saga. Kejriwal says his life is dedicated to the nation. AAP and other India Alliance parties approach Election Commission against Kejriwal's arrest. BJP says Delhi Chief Minister's arrogance has been shattered. Accuses Aam Aadmi Party of theatrics. There's been a setback for the Congress. Delhi High Court dismisses party plea against tax reassessment proceedings. No BJP-BJD alliance in Odisha. BJP ends all speculation. Odisha State Chief says it will fight solo on all 21 Lok Sabha seats. Prime Minister Modi kicks off two-day Bhutan tour. Modi receives grand royal welcome, also honoured with Bhutan's highest civilian honour. Defending champions Chennai Super Kings will host Royal Challengers Bengaluru in the opener of season 17 of the Indian Premier League today. What have you... I can't... All right, let's quickly get you the latest that is coming in on why the Enforcement Directorate wants Arvind Kejriwal's remand. The order, which was reserved by the Rouse Avenue court, we'll hear any time now. Number one, the arrest is required to be interrogated with respect to his role and the aforesaid statements to unearth the remaining proceeds of crime. And for this purpose, it is imperative to have custodial interrogation as the arrestee was non-cooperative in investigation and was defying the summons under Section 50 of the PMLA. The second point, digital devices seized during the search have to be extracted and the data has to be confronted with the arrestee. Third, that the arrestee, here Arvind Kejriwal, is required to be confronted with voluminous material records seized, which is only possible in the custodial interrogation. Fourth, that the arrestee, Arvind Kejriwal, needs to be interrogated with respect to other associates, entities involved in kickbacks given by South Group to the Aam Aadmi Party and its leaders. Number five, that the arrestee needs to be interrogated to identify the complete modus operandi of the offence. Now, these are the 5 points that have been put forth by the Enforcement Directorate on why they want the remand for Arvind Kejriwal. Shreya Chatterjee and Paulumi Saha, both of them joining me from Rouse Avenue Court. Shreya, will you take us through the 5 points that the ED has given asking for the remand of Arvind Kejriwal?
Well, Preeti, what the Enforcement Directorate is suggesting is that Arvind Kejriwal not just needs to be questioned with the evidence because he's the Chief Minister, National Convener, but because he's the main figure and he was the one who was in the power of deciding election funds and how it will be regulated. Remember, the main charge that's come in from this excise policy is that there were kickbacks that were received from the South Cartel to the tune of 100 crores in return of undue favors that were given during the formulation violation of the excise policy. They also suggest that chats between the vendors who were a part of the Goa election established that through hawala transfers money was given. This further was corroborated by the Enforcement Directorate as per a statement of one of the candidates of Goa elections who suggested that one of the vendors who are also responsible for the PR activity of the GNCD was also actually playing a key role in the Goa elections, and they had received cash from this company. This is the entire stage on which the Enforcement Directorate is suggesting that the kickbacks were somewhere down the line routed to the Goa elections. Now they are saying that not just statements, we have corroboratory evidence in the form of WhatsApp chats, in the form of the back calculations of the money trail that links to one Vijay Nair, who's also an accused and suggestively the middleman of this entire scam. That is the reason why they need to interrogate Arvind Kejriwal with the documents that they have received and also with the recent arrest they have made in the case, which is in all likelihood K. Kavita in this particular matter.
All right, so it's been 5 hours, viewers, since the hearing began in the Rouse Avenue court. 3 hours of hearing and 2 hours of wait. Polumi Saha, when can we expect the order which was reserved?
Well, any time now is what we've been told as far as, the developments inside the court is concerned. And Nalini Sharma, our colleague, our legal correspondent, is inside the courtroom. It was at about 5 p.m. when, in fact, the court reserved the order. But as you know, the court needs to note down all the various, arguments that were put forth by at least 2 counsels that represented the Enforcement Directorate and, of course, the 3 counsels who represented Arvind Kejriwal as well, including, of course, citations and statements that were referred to during the course of it before, of course, the judge types out her order as far as this remand application is concerned. So we're being told that any time now there is a possibility that, that pronouncement of the order will be made by the judge. Of course, the courtroom is right now standing by for the judge to preside.
Polumi, coming right back to you, let's cut across to Piyush Mishra. Piyush Mishra, what's the atmosphere around the court? Any protest by Aam Aadmi Party? What are you witnessing, or is it all calm right now?
Well, Preeti, it's relatively calm. Today in the morning, we saw a few protests breaking out. The protesters had come out. They wanted to go to the Aam Aadmi Party office, which is which is barely 100 and 200 meters away from the Rouse Avenue court, but they were stopped by the Delhi police. Let us also try to show you visuals. You can see as to how the entire area has been completely fortified. Barricades have been put up. Only media persons can be seen here. There are multiple layers of barricading. Those are still at place in this entire area. In few minutes from now, we can expect order to be out, and then Arvind Kejriwal will be taken out from the same gate from where right now we are reporting. Since morning, we have seen few developments taking place. Protesters wanted to protest, but they were detained by the Delhi police and taken to nearby police stations. Any minute from now, we can expect the order to be out. But the biggest allegation during the hearing today, which has been leveled by Enforcement Directorate, is that Arvind Kejriwal is the kingpin in this entire alleged scam. In fact, he is the one who, along with Manish Sisodia and K. Kavita, conspired to tweak the 2021-22 liquor policy, and which led to massive benefits to South Cartel Group, and subsequently kickbacks were received to Aam Aadmi Party. So a trail has been established by Enforcement Directorate. Now, Abhishek Manu Singhvi has also defended, saying that you cannot misuse your powers.
All right, Piyush, they're detailing on the reasons why the ED wants remand of Arvind Kejriwal, because they say that they can establish a money trail. Right now, they are using this to ask for the remand. They'll need to prove this in a court of law. Polumi, you have a point to add. Go ahead.
No, there was a bit of a false alarm in court. Nalini was reporting. It's going to be sometime, she says, before, of course, the order is pronounced. It's still being typed out. The judge briefly came into the courtroom in order to check if anything needs to be added as well. She has left again from the courtroom. For that moment, there was a bit of anticipation that probably she's going to preside and pronounce the order. But yes, what Nalini is informing us, it's going to be some more time, Preeti, before we hear from the judge.
All right, a bit of time before we hear from the judge, and we're going to come right back to our reporters. Let's also quickly cut across to our guests who are joining us. Harish Khurana, spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party; Sanjay Singh, consulting editor, IANS, on what this could mean for the Aam Aadmi Party as well as the India Alliance; Akshay Marathe, national spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party. Akshay Marathe, first question to you. Waiting for whether or not the remand is given to the ED, we'll hear very soon. But what's going to be the next legal step of your political outfit, Aam Aadmi Party?
Preeti, first of all, it's very important to know that this is not a legal battle. This is a political battle. The Enforcement Directorate is a political wing of the Bharatiya Janata Party. The approver, Mr. Sharath Reddy, on the basis of whose statement this entire case has been drawn out. Just 2 days ago, you saw the electoral bonds data has come out. That man on whose statement Arvind Kejriwal is being arrested today paid the BJP 35 crore rupees through electoral bonds moments after he was arrested.
Okay.
What does that tell you? It tells you that the BJP is arm twisting its accusers, the people that they're basing their statements on. The BJP is arm twisting them to take the name of Mr. Kejriwal. Today, the entire day, whenever we saw the trial going on,
Akshay, you've said that this is a political argument which you can continue to make in the people's court. You have to take a legal step. You and I both understand that. Whether this might not be a legal fight, what will be your legal step from here on?
I'm making a simple argument that in the last 2 years, not a single rupee has been recovered from a single Aam Aadmi Party leader. They are saying all these things about a money trail being established. Where is the money trail? They are saying proceeds of crime have been established. Where is the proceeds of crime? Only statements from accusers cannot be used to jail a sitting chief minister. 2 months before an election, the sitting chief minister of Delhi has been arrested on the basis of one person's statement. Today, I can say on television, Preeti, that
but
I have paid you money. I have paid you kickbacks for taking me on television today. Will you be arrested for it?
Okay, 1 second. Akshay Marathe, fair enough. Like I said, these are arguments you can make politically. There has to be legal recourse. The sheer fact that you have an Abhishek Manu Singhvi who argued at the Rouse Avenue court, what's the legal step if remand is given to ED? I'll come back on that question. Let me also introduce Salman Soz, spokesperson Congress, also joining us. Harish Khurana, you're smiling rather gleefully in midst of all of it. You're quite sure that there won't be any fallout of it in the nature of possible sympathy way for Arvind Kejriwal.
See, I understand Akshay Marathe's dilemma. He's pitching on a weak pitch, so I understand his problem. I mean, since last 14 months, one of his minister, Mr. Manish Sisodia, is in jail because of the order of the court, not by any political reason, not any political so-called ED. Sanjay Singh is in jail since last 6 months, and his multiple bail application has been rejected. Since last 9 times someone was issued to Arvind Kejriwal, he doesn't have a courtesy to respect even one of the single summon, and then he blames that political vendetta is going on. I mean, he moves to the court. I can join the probe, but protection is required. Why protection is required to you? Are you a super human being?
Well, he's a Z plus security protectee, Harish Khurana. Where does that come into question? He's the chief minister, sitting chief minister of a state.
Preeti, if he's a Z plus security, he got the license to do anything. He's the license to do corruption. I mean, he's
no, sir. You are saying why he needs security. My answer was very limited to that.
Not security to that. I'm talking about why. I mean, he's not a super CM. He is just a normal human being who should respect what the law says. But today the law is taking their own course. I mean, today what we were saying that mastermind and the kingpin of this whole scam is Arvind Kejriwal. I mean, look at the series. I mean, Supreme Court has clearly said 300 odd crore rupees money trail has been found. Is Arvind Kejriwal should not answer that? Arvind Kejriwal should not answer that?
Okay, no, fair enough. Harish Khurana, the 300 money trail tentatively established.
10 seconds more.
Of course, sir, take 20. Go ahead.
Arvind, who is Manish Sisodia personal secretary, has clearly said in his statement that in the presence and of Arvind Kejriwal, the draft document was given to him for 5%, 12%. Arvind Kejriwal should not answer that?
Okay.
Samir Mahindra has clearly said in his statement that Vijay is my
Harish
boy.
Khurana, the fact is, these are grounds to ask for remand. They need to be proven in a court of law, and I would think we all agree collectively, collectively not guilty until proven guilty. But we're going to come right back to it.
But he should be answerable.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'm going to come back to you. Allow me to bring in Salman Soz. Just going to cut across to the news break that's coming in. Aam Aadmi Party has decided to gherao the Prime Minister's residence on March 26 to register protest against the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal. Well, that's the latest that is coming. 26th of this month is when the Aam Aadmi Party will take to the streets and try and gherao the Prime Minister's residence at Lok Kalyan Marg. I want to ask you, Salman Soz, the Congress, and nobody quite can blame it because you're in a catch-22 situation. You are the first ones to raise the flag of corruption where it came down to the liquor policy of the Aam Aadmi Party. Yesterday, you showed up in full strength outside the CM's residence. What now? Are you joining in the protest? Are you going to keep a safe distance? How is the Congress going to participate? Because earlier today, there were indications Rahul Gandhi was going to go to the residence of Arvind Kejriwal. That never quite happened.
Preeti, first of all, let us think about what is happening in the country. The Chief Minister of Jharkhand, he was arrested by this government. Then the Congress party, which is the main opposition party, our funds have essentially been frozen. We're basically, just before the Lok Sabha election, all of our funds are basically frozen. Imagine what's happening in this country. And now the Chief Minister of Delhi, the national capital of the country, has been arrested as if he's a common criminal. Now, if the Enforcement Directorate, if this was, this whole idea that he's corrupt and all that, like the BJP spokesperson is saying, those things are to be determined by the law, the courts of law. So far, if the Enforcement Directorate has to question him, they can question him. Why do they need to arrest him? If their contention is, by the way, or that there seems to be, because nothing is proven, there seem to be kickbacks. Let me draw the attention of the viewers to mega engineering. In October 2019, the Income Tax Department conducted raids against this company, and sometime later, this company as a group has given 669 crore rupees to the BJP.
Okay.
By the way, this is one side. This is like the Hafta Vasuli part. The other side is, I'll give you an example from my own state, Jammu and Kashmir. There's something called the Z-Mode Tunnel. That contract was given to a particular company, and that company then gave the money, after a month of that.
All right, so basically
they gave 10 crores to the BJP. The question, I'm not saying that the BJP basically took the money and that is corruption. I'm saying somebody has to investigate. Now,
okay, but Salman Soz, as I bring in Sanjay Singh and go back to,
are they going to arrest the Prime Minister of this country?
Okay, Salman Soz, the fact is, you were the first one that raised the flag of corruption where the Congress is concerned. So suddenly you can't say that the CM is not corrupt because you said it first. But I'm going to come back to you. Allow me.
Preeti, I understand your question. I understand. If that is the yardstick, Preeti, then you as a journalist should say, and all journalists should say, that when the BJP said that Himanta Sharma is one of the most corrupt politicians in the country, why did they make him chief minister?
We asked that question. At least I asked that question, sir. Okay, I'm coming back to you. Okay, Harish Khurana, will you hold on to that thought, or you want to come in immediately? Am I allowed to open up the panel? Allow me to open up the panel. So I'm coming right back. I promise you'll get equal. You'll get more. I promise. I want to bring in Sanjay Singh, senior journalist as well into this conversation. Sanjay Singh, the true test of the pudding, whether it sticks with the voter, whether there is sympathy, empathy with the voter, will be in the Lok Sabha election. 36% is the core vote share of the BJP, which has been constant for at least the last 2 decades. 56% is what the BJP polled in 2019. That 20% is your voter who votes you in Vidhan Sabha, which is state elections, and comes back and votes the BJP in Lok Sabha. And that will be the true test. If on those 4 seats you don't make a dent, then you haven't had traction on your CM being arrested, and whatever you're saying hasn't quite trickled down. Agree? Sanjay Singh, you want to come on that?
Yeah. Preeti, Aam Aadmi Party has 67 or 63 MLAs in 70-member Delhi Assembly. You cited that data right in parliamentary election. Of course, it was a different ballgame last time. Fact remains that yes, this is both a legal and political battle. Legal battle is, of course, being fought in arena of Rouse Agni Court at this particular moment. Prior to that, it has also travelled to various other courts. So far, Aam Aadmi Party has not given a relief. My sense is Aam Aadmi Party leaders politically, in fact, there are multiple press conferences and multiple leaders are saying too many things. A leader for Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal, who also won Punjab Assembly election with thumping majority, the kind of anger that is, or kind of statement that is being given by Aam Aadmi Party leaders since yesterday night, whereby it was kind of an open call to residents of Delhi to come and join the protest. That I am afraid is not happening. That is one answer to your question. That I'm afraid is not happening.
Okay, you're saying you're not seeing the kind of traction on ground. And you're saying the sympathy might not stick this time around. All right, allow me to bring in. Okay.
If this had happened a few years ago, I'm sure popular response to this would have been much
different. You're saying the reputation has already been discredited. That's what the point that you're trying to make. Okay. Harish Khurana, I want to bring you in. You're doing nothing else. Diversionary tactics. Salman Soz has just made that clear. I'm coming to you, sir. After that, allow Harish Khurana also to respond. And then I'll come to you. Diversionary tactics is what Salman Soz said. Electoral bonds, you want people to look away, therefore.
See, I understand Salman's, a friend of mine and from Congress problem. I mean, they were the one who raised this question, and this is Delhi Congress president letter to the police commissioner alleging that the scam has happened, which today they are opposing it, that this is nothing has happened today. And I want to ask Congress people, they want to assure country today after 4th of June, they will not come to the stand again, because after 4th of June, when Lok Sabha elections will be over, I don't know whether Vidhan Sabha elections they have a pact or no, but after 4th of June, they will not give gali to Aam Aadmi Party. They want to make assurance right now on your channel, yes or no? One, they are saying diversion tactics are going on. See, we should understand the timeline. Since October, first summon was issued to Arvind Kejriwal. What he said, okay, I'm busy in Madhya Pradesh election. Second summon, Vipassana. Third, Diwali. Fourth, some other reason. I mean, ample time was given to Arvind Kejriwal to give the answer to ED and respect what the summons says. He didn't do that. Okay. He moved to the court. Didn't get any relief. Now, if ED is taken an action, now you're saying vindictive politics is going on.
All right. Akshay Marathe, 9 summons. You had an opportunity 9 times to come out and defend yourself. If you are, yes, go ahead, sir. Yes.
Same case was happened with Hemant Soren. 10 summons was issued. Then you say, I mean, they didn't get the same relief. I mean, you were following the track of Hemant Soren, Arvind Kejriwal, and now if you didn't get any relief, now you're blaming ED.
Crusaders of corruption who dodge the law, they need to face the law. That's the question. Akshay Marathe.
This whole script has been written very carefully by the BJP, and the entire media is also following for it. They say that we evaded 9 summons, and on the 10th summon we have been arrested. But in the raid that took place in Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's house, he was questioned for just 2 hours. So if they did not want to question him, they only wanted to arrest him, then why did they issue the first summon at all? They should have gone ahead and straight away arrested him. They knew they wanted to malign him. Day in and day out, they want to malign Mr. Kejriwal's image and drag his name through the soil. Mr. Khurana, I did not disturb you. Please allow me to finish. Okay. On the one hand, we have an electoral bond scam, which is worth thousands of crores, but none of that is being discussed today because the entire Enforcement Directorate machinery is being used to target opposition leaders while the BJP sits pretty on its
Salman Soz wants to come in. Okay, sir, please finish. Keep your point short, sir. Go ahead. Yes.
No, this is not a short point. This is not an ordinary moment.
Sir, unfortunately, we are in the business of short debates, but go ahead.
The Chief Minister of Delhi has been arrested. It is not an ordinary moment. The whole world is watching us. 2 months before the national election, one of the biggest opposition leaders of this country is being arrested, and we are sitting here on TV discussing minor frivolous issues that which legal recourse can he find? This is dictatorship. We have to call it as it is. We have to call a spade a spade. Why are we discussing these random things that this
All right, sir, you've had your say. You've had your say. Okay, Akshay Marathi, now you've had your say. Salman Soz.
Sir,
okay, come in quickly for 10 seconds because yes.
Only thing is, because the elections are 2 months away, have you got any license to do corruption? Or evade the laws? No.
10 seconds are over. Salman Soz, my question you didn't answer, sir. Please allow me to also ask you a quick question. Where does the Congress stand? You had Rahul Gandhi going to the CM's residence. He didn't show up. Are you going to show up in terms of protest on the streets? Yes or no, sir?
Preeti, first, I think you misunderstood. I did not say that this is a diversion. When the chief minister of a democratically elected chief minister of the national capital, the state is arrested, it's a huge deal, Preeti. It's a huge deal for you. It's a huge deal for me. It should be a matter of concern for all Indian families, because this is the path to dictatorship. Now, if our friend from the BJP feels that the Congress raised this issue, yes. If there is corruption, if the Congress is raising an issue, we say, follow the law. Let's see what happens. In that same spirit, I invite a friend from the BJP. The Congress has been raising the issue of the electoral bond scam, which is, by the way, in my opinion,
my friend, since
last October, please don't interrupt me.
Okay, sir, allow him, please allow him.
Please don't interrupt. The electoral bond scam, that I say this is a scam. I think this is one of the biggest corruption scandals in the history of independent India. Now, the Congress party has called for an investigation, but who's going to do an investigation? Is the BJP going to investigate itself? Because it is the biggest accused in this case. So, if the BJP cannot be selective, as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, as far as Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is concerned, the Congress, he's a senior leader of the India Alliance.